that offer the highest quality at fair and honest rates. And to protect you, they've all agreed to do an absolutely free second opinion if you're being told that you have to replace your air conditioning unit. If you need AC or any other type of home service, visit thegoodcontractorslist.com first.
Contractors List.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months of complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
Looking to buy your first home but scared off by the big down payment?
Yeah, after paying for the wedding, we're afraid we'll be renting forever and miss out on these low interest rates.
Fear not. You can buy a home now with a zero down mortgage from NASA Federal. Plus, there's no private mortgage insurance. You could save thousands not paying PMI.
Wow, with no down payment and no PMI, we could buy that house we saw last weekend.
The zero down mortgage with no PMI is perfect for first-time homebuyers who want to take advantage of historically low rates but can't swing the down payment. Just call 855-374-NASA or visit NASAFCU.com/374.
I can't wait to give our landlord the notice.
To end your rental woes, call 855-374-NASA or visit NASAFCU.com/374.
But I don't work for NASA.
You don't have to work for NASA to get a zero down mortgage with no PMI from NASA Federal. Just call 855-374-NASA or visit NASAFCU.com/374.
Equal housing lender. Offer valid on approved credit for primary residences. Membership eligibility required. For more details about credit cost terms and conditions, call 855-374-NASA.
It gets closer every day. Mother's Day. Hey, you want to do the right thing? Mark Davis for my friends at Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. DGSE.com. Find one of the 7 locations that's closest to you, and it is going to be your Mother's Day shopping headquarters. Why? Because it's your birthday shopping headquarters. It's your anniversary shopping headquarters. It's great stuff in there every day. But as Mother's Day draws near, you want to do right by mom? Nobody has a better selection, best prices, fantastic customer service. So get on in there and find what mom will love. Any budget, wide selection, great customer service, Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com. Again, find one of the 7 locations that's closest to you, and you're going to have a great time in there. Gold and silver, precious metals investing, they are my headquarters for that. Birthdays, anniversaries, engagement rings, loose diamonds, fantastic prices. Previously owned Rolexes, Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange. Save money, have a great time, and do right by mom. Mother's Day headquarters, Dallas Gold and Silver Exchange, DGSE.com.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Mark Davis will show up on Monday morning, bright and early, say, 7 o'clock or so. And you know what he's going to do? The Mark Davis Show. What's he got planned for us? Let's find out. Mark, what's up?
Hey, JD, good Friday night. Wish you a good weekend. And all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. On Monday morning, we'll get back together because showering down on us like the rain of a Texas springtime. Topics are all around us. Tomorrow has some municipal election results we need to chew on, from mayor's races to the Arlington red light camera vote. And the legislature, of course, continues to tackle various issues that affect our lives. And, of course, ISIS wants to kill us all. So where to begin? How about breaking news on a Monday morning? And we'll take it from there with plenty of your calls for guidance and inspiration. Mark Davis Show for a Monday morning. See everybody then, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
I'll look forward to it, Mark. Thanks very much. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Let me get to Bill in Dallas, Texas. Bill, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello. Hey, JD, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Since our nation is going the way of this gender identity deal where you can be born male or female, but later in your life decide that you're one or the other, do you think it'd be possible to now have racial identity And even though I was born white, I can identify myself as African American, and that would let me go riot without being arrested.
You know, that's a very interesting point of view, isn't it? Yeah. You know, the latest thing in the LGBT community is LGBTQ. And it's lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. And the Q is questioning. So maybe we could be WQs. We're white, but we're questioning. Right? Just saying. 866-660-5759. 866. How would you prove if somebody who was white was actually not, but was black or some other ethnic group? How could you prove that? See, the stupidity of all of this is thick. And it's causing us dramatic societal ill. It's awful. Absolutely stupid, in fact. This is all about division. This is all about horrendous division in the United States, exploited for political effect. Marilyn Mosby is going to be offloaded from the case. She has no choice. She has to either recuse herself or someone will recuse her for her. There's going to be a change of venue. There is no way for these police officers to get a fair trial. None. They're going to have to be moved around someplace else in Maryland, and she'll be dropped out of it. So maybe she knew that. Maybe what she decided is that this was her opportunity to take a political stand in a case that would probably be moved out of town anyway. In other words, she used the law and she used her office for political aggrandizement, knowing full well that anything she said would be fixed later on through a change of venue. Why isn't that a completely plausible explanation? 866-660-5759. You are listening to the Wells Report. PTSD in World War II and a man named Audie Murphy. We'll discuss this next. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Each week and every Saturday afternoon, whether you're remodeling an existing house or building a new one, doing it yourself or hiring a professional, we're here to bring you interviews with the experts and take your phone calls. And we bring it to you with a little green, whether it be energy efficiency or organic products for your house. So join us each week for a little House Talk Today.
House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Are you having trouble figuring out how to invest for retirement with all the recent market volatility, falling oil prices, and turmoil around the world? Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Most people think their investment options are only stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities. That's not true. Here's Walt Parker.
If you have an IRA or a 401k from a former employer, you have investment choices that you may not even realize you have. You've worked hard to accumulate your money and deserve to understand what your investments are. InvestingMakesMeSick.com has always offered the We Come to You service. Retirement is right around the corner. Time is money. We want to make sure that you understand your investments and that there's more than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities to invest in.
Schedule an appointment. Call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or log on to investingmakesmesick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Investingmakesmesick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-400-0096. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-400-0096. That's 1-800-400-0096. 1-800-400-0096.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents. Hi, Mr. Tullis. Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance? Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price. Can you give me an example? Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-979-3269 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-979-3269. 1-800-979-3269. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. Jon-David Wells at your service. Most people have heard of Audie Murphy, especially in the state of Texas. Audie Murphy was a war hero, the most decorated war hero of World War II. In fact, there is a very important NCO academy down on the grounds of Camp Mabry, Texas, that is essentially a shrine to the greatness of Audie Murphy. Truly an amazing man. He parlayed his war record into a Hollywood career, and now you can find out a lot more about it thanks to David Smith, who's written a book called The Price of Valor. It's on Regnery Press, and David joins us. Welcome to the Wells Report, David. Good to have you here.
Hey, John. Good to be with you.
So he's the most decorated American combat soldier of World War II. He received every military combat award for valor from the U.S. Army, as well as the French and the Belgians. Tell us a little bit about Audie Murphy and tell us why you wrote the book.
Well, I've always been fascinated by the idea of a hero in American culture and the difference between a hero and a celebrity. And I did some work on that a few years ago and actually gave a talk at the Audie Murphy Museum up in Greenville. And Regnery decided last fall that the time was right for a new biography of Audie Murphy to come out. And they contacted me and asked me if I'd like to write it. And I said, you bet.
That's awesome. So what did you find out? I mean, at the age of 19, he got the Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it's an incredible story. You know, he comes out of just dire poverty in rural Texas. You know, he's from Hunt County up there near Greenville. And he grew up in the Depression. His family were tenant farmers, and he had no security, no money. His father, you know, ran off when he was young, and then his mother died, his mother with whom he was extremely close. And he grew up very withdrawn and insecure and goodness, just a not a troubled youth, but he had the decks stacked against him for sure.
So
and then,
go ahead.
After Pearl Harbor, you know, after the Pearl Harbor attack, he joins the Army, lies about his age, enlists in the summer of 42. And then in January of 43, he's shipped off to North Africa, and there the story begins.
Wow. And what happened after that, of course, was legend. The Texas Legislative Medal of Honor was posthumously awarded to Audie Murphy on the 29th of October, 2013. Mm-hmm. But there's an awful lot to this book. It's not just a typical biography because there were some serious problems that Audie Murphy had to deal with, were there not?
Oh, sure. You know, back in World War I, they called it shell shock. And in World War II, they called it combat fatigue. And they understood that combat and the stresses of combat did something to a person's psyche, but they had the impression that it went away after a while, that you sort of triumphed over it. And now, you know, we know it as PTSD, and Chris Kyle suffered from it. It's a lifelong affliction. And gosh, I mean, Audie was home by the time he was 20. So all of this had happened when he was still a teenager.
There were a lot of things talked about during the Vietnam War about that very topic, in that the typical age, the average age of the combat soldier in World War II was 21. The typical age of the Vietnam combat soldier was 18. That's a big difference.
It's a huge difference, and he is testament. Audie Murphy is testament to that difference. One of the differences is also between he and the average Vietnam combat soldier is he comes from an earlier generation. He comes from how would you say, a more reticent, less self-promoting generation. Stoic, exactly.
More stoic and more, gosh, you know what a man's got to do, what a man's got to do. There was no, and we saw it here. I mean, we saw it with 9/11. You know, when suddenly everybody in the world tried to join the United States military. We saw it here because a man's got to do what a man's got to do. But over the years, the feminization of the culture sort of changed the way men operate in society. As a matter of fact, you could have serious professional damage done to your life if there was anything in your background that led to some sort of emotional difficulty.
Sure, yeah. I mean, the whole concept of manliness in the culture that he grew up in has been, you know, largely drained out of our mainstream culture too.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is that he suffered from PTSD. How did that manifest itself?
Oh, golly. You know, at first it was difficulty sleeping. And then when he did get to sleep, he'd have terrible nightmares. One of the earliest signs that something was wrong, you know, he came home to Farmersville up in Hunt County and stayed with his sister after he got out. And his sister came in one morning to wake him up. He was going to go hunting with an old friend. And he was awake, and he had all the lights in the house on. And he told his sister he had fought the war all night long.
Yeah.
And a buddy of his that he had gone to school with in Celeste just said that Audie Murphy seemed a little messed up that summer.
Yeah.
That was an understatement.
Yeah. He died in a plane crash in Virginia just before his 46th birthday. He was interred with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery. As you might expect, he was a MOH winner. But what, I mean, what kind of a guy would this guy have been, do you think, if he had gotten proper proper care back when they really didn't want to admit that any of this ever happened.
Right. I think he would have. I think he would have dealt with his demons a little bit more successfully. I think the compulsion to gamble and to take risks in that way, I think would have attenuated a little bit if he could have gotten some treatment that we know of today. But they didn't have any clue about it then.
Now, when you start talking about some of those things, I didn't realize that he was a gambler. Tell us a little bit about that aspect of his personality. Tell us about the things that wouldn't necessarily make an Audie Murphy press release.
Sure. You know, he once said to film director John Huston, he was sitting in Huston's office, and they were talking about filming The Red Badge of Courage. This was 1951. And Audie Murphy was looking out the window, and he said to Huston, he said, you know, before the war, I would get excited about all sorts of things. And now, nothing excites me at all. And that's the key. He's looking for something to make him feel alive. He's looking for some sort of friction of the excitement that he felt in combat. And he finds it in high-stakes gambling, basically cards and horses, and he wrecks his financial life.
Wow. Tell us about his personal life, married, children, etc.
Yeah, he was married twice. The first time he got married was shortly after he got out to Hollywood and got established. He married a starlet named Wanda Hendricks, and they lasted about a year. It was not a very good match. She was a social person, and he didn't like the Hollywood scene at all. He didn't like the glad handing, the backslapping, the parties. He thought it was a bunch of phoniness, and their marriage fell apart.
Yeah.
And then he married a stewardess from Dallas, a Braniff stewardess named Pamela Archer, and her background was a lot more like his. And they had a good relationship for a while. They had a couple of sons, and she had to deal with his erratic behavior throughout the course of their marriage, but they stuck together for the most part.
Wow, incredible. What about his kids?
His kids, he had two sons. One of them is in To Hell and Back. One of them plays his little brother in one of the early scenes in To Hell and Back. And I believe they live in California now.
We're speaking with David Smith. He is the author of Price of Valor, The Life of Audie Murphy, America's most decorated hero of World War II. You can find it on Regnery Press. By the way, Regnery is a sister company of Salem Media, and want to make sure that everybody knows that's happening here. David, when you start looking back at the PTSD aspect of all of this, and you start thinking about how this great American would have lived a much better life had he had some of the treatment here. What is that? Fast forward to today and talk to us a little bit about what you found out about PTSD and how the guys deal with it and what some of its root causes are.
Well, there's psychological studies done, and the psychological studies that sort of began the push toward taking this seriously basically said that, this comes from killing people in combat. It comes from being exposed to the death of close friends and buddies, and it can be triggered by sounds and smells and sights that bring back these memories. And I think that just taking it seriously and getting people psychological help with a great support network is crucial here. And I mean, we owe our vets this, certainly. I mean, we owe them much more than this, but we could at least do this.
Yeah, I mean, when you start thinking about how it's possible for Audie Murphy to have distracted himself, based on his circumstances, based on the fact that he got out of the Second World War, came back, was picked up by Hollywood, and had a very good Hollywood career, even though we, from your point of view, hated the entire life, which I could see for a simple guy from Texas, that would be very difficult to deal with. But when you start thinking about the guys that didn't have that going, that didn't get dealt with or picked up in Hollywood, and especially a lot of the contemporaries of Audie Murphy out of the Second World War. I mean, the tragedy quotient adds up mighty fast and quick, doesn't it?
Sure, it does. And for somebody like him who was in combat, directly on the front lines for as long as he was, and killed as many enemy soldiers as he did, and saw the destruction, it was devastating. You know, you mentioned the way that they thought about it back then. Back when in '55 they decided that they were going to make a movie out of To Hell and Back, you know, his book, and he didn't want it. He didn't want it done because he knew it would put the focus on him, and he didn't like that. But he finally agreed, and then they wanted him to play the part. They wanted him to play himself, and he didn't want to do that either. And they talked him into it. And you watch this movie, and, you know, they thought it would be cathartic for him. This speaks to the level of misunderstanding that we had, you know, in 1955. They thought it would be cathartic for him to relive all these things. And you watch this thing, and you watch him have to deal with his mother's death, and then you watch his buddy die in his lap in the south of France, and you think, oh, my gosh, this is terrible to put him through this.
Golly, really? I mean, I didn't know that story. I mean, you know, I didn't realize that and was he? I mean, did that take him right back to where he was and all of that? I mean, it had to. I mean,
yeah, it had to. Yeah, other things did. You know, sights and sounds and the dreams were still as vivid as they ever were. And now he's having to hear and see and have, you know, the actor Charles Drake die in his lap. And yeah, that'd be awful.
Good grief. You're listening to David. You're listening to the Wells Report. David Smith is our guest. The Price of Valor is the name of the book. And it tells the heartbreaking story of a guy named Audie Murphy, who is an American hero. There is no doubt about it. I mean, when you start thinking about it, I'm looking at the filmography. You know, he made a lot of films. I mean, he really had a very, very serious career here.
Yeah, he was a Hollywood actor for like something like 10 times as long as he was a soldier. Wow. And he made almost 50 movies, and some were really good. I found that in the movies where he can play a part, and now what I mean by this is kind of specific. If he can play a part where he's not really acting, he's actually pretty good. If he can sort of get past thinking that he's pretending, he's pretty good. He's really good in John Huston's The Unforgiven in 1960. He's really good in, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that's John Huston being able to take guys like that and really getting performances out of them.
Exactly, yeah. And he was good in To Hell and Back, and he was really good in a Western called No Name on the Bullet, which is from 58 or 59, which requires him to play a very detached, calm, emotionless character. And it's kind of chilling to watch him play. He's a hired killer that comes to this town, and nobody in the town knows who he's after, and the whole town just comes unglued as he sits there and sips coffee and looks at everybody.
No Name on the Bullet, 1959, Universal International, and it was directed by Jack Arnold. So if people want to know where to get more information on this, where do they go, David?
Well, I'd send them to my website first, which is davidasmith.net. And they can read a little bit more about the book, and they can pick up my blog there, in which I talk about this stuff quite a bit. But it's, how do they say, in fine bookstores everywhere, and Amazon.com, and all the outlets, too.
Well, outstanding. Listen, David, thanks very much. Congratulations on The Price of Valor, and thanks for giving us a glimpse into Audie Murphy's life. A guy a guy who could have been a lot happier person if he had been fast forwarded into a post-war life where we are now, assuming of course, he would have been able to get some help. David, thanks again. We sincerely appreciate your help. Go to davidasmith.net, all one word, all lowercase. Find out more about The Price of Valor. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. I've been proud for years to send you to the Good Feet locations in Plano and in Fort Worth. And now I'm really glad to tell you about the third Good Feet location, South Lake, Texas, right there at 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, a couple of blocks east of Town Square on South Lake Boulevard between Kimball and Nolan. Know what happens in there? The same great results you've always gotten in Plano and in Fort Worth. Real people taking care of real foot problems. Foot pain can spread. It can become leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Let's get you out of pain. At goodfeetdfw.com, learn about all the locations, brand new in South Lake. Plano, still on the corner of Coit and the Bush Turnpike in front of Central Market. Fort Worth, 1 block south of I-20 on Bryant Irvin. And brand new Good Feet in South Lake, 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, 2 blocks east of Town Square. It's Good Feet, getting people out of pain today. America's #1 arch support. Check them out at goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. I get asked a lot if the Good Contractors List is like Angie's List. So I thought I'd take the time to do a comparison and let you decide. On the Good Contractors list, we actually meet every one of our contractors face to face and have an extensive screening process. On Angie's list, you can pay to read reviews. On the Good Contractors list, if issues arise with our contractors, we get physically involved and will come to your home if necessary. On Angie's list, you can pay to write a bad review. The Good Contractors list takes into consideration things like overhead and sales tactics when choosing our contractors. On Angie's list, you can pay to read reviews. If one of our contractors refuses to fix a problem, we investigate fully and pay up to $10,000 of our own money to get it fixed. On Angie's list, you can write a bad review and you're on your own. The Good Contractors list is absolutely free with a $10,000 guarantee. Reviews are good. Responsibility is better.
Good Contractors list.
According to Forbes magazine, Saudi Arabia's Prince Al-Walid, with over $21 billion, is the 35th richest person in the world. Being a Saudi prince, you just naturally assume he inherited his money, which I'm sure is partly true. However, he made a lot of his money by investing in banking and financial services, hotels and hotel management companies, mass media, entertainment, retail, agriculture, petrochemicals, aviation technology, and real estate all over the world. He's making money off about anything people buy anywhere. You may not be a Saudi prince, but you can make money on about anything people buy almost anywhere by getting your free blue card. The blue card is a loyalty rewards card that not only gets you discounts on purchases, but up to 5% cash back on what you buy. If you refer someone to the blue card, you could earn money on what they buy. And if you refer the blue card to a business, you could earn on the purchases of anyone who uses the blue card in their store or almost anywhere. There's a billion reasons why you should call 800-685-7470 and get your free blue card. That's 800-685-7470.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
When our daughter Emma was born, we took a look at our credit card debt. It was not a good situation. We had been running up balances for quite some time, and it became a crisis. Finally, my wife Vicki said, call Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
We called them. They contacted all of our creditors. They stopped the collections calls. They got the interest reduced, and they put us on a plan for success.
Trinity will consolidate your bills, stop collections calls, wipe out late fees, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
We are now completely debt-free, and we will never be in the spot we were again, thanks to Trinity.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is John.
I'm Vicki. And I'm Emma. And we're debt-free for keeps.
That's 1-800-990-6976.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
We've talked before, and it's great to talk to you again. Let me ask you a question. When you're going to those other breakfast places, are they making stuff in-house? You should ask them. Because at the Crossroads Diner, well, we make a lot of things in-house. You might ask, what? Well, let me help you. Well, there's the sticky buns, our homemade pancake mix, our whole wheat pancake mix, biscuits made in-house, sauces made from scratch, jams and jellies, our chorizo, Italian sausage, our quiche. I could go on and on. But really, you just need to ask the other guys, are they doing that? Because I don't think they are, but know that we are.
Come eat with us. We're off of Walnut Hill, just east of 75. Open for breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit us on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Homestyle goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. We'll be waiting for you.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Yeah! You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. 56 World War II aircraft flew over Washington, D.C. today. 56. They flew over the National Mall, celebrating the 70th anniversary of Nazi defeat in Europe. It's Victory in Europe Day, or VE Day. For everyone who is fortunate enough to know a World War II veteran, you really do need to thank them for your country. They stared down totalitarian regimes on both sides of the earth. They fought a war on an industrial scale that lasted for the United States 4 years. 4 years. laid waste to much of Europe. And you know what they did? They won it, and they came home. And as we just found out from David Smith, they had some of the same problems, if not all of the same problems our returning veterans have today, except it wasn't manly to admit that you had those issues. Many people say, my dad just won't talk about the war. There are darn good reasons why. Darn good reasons why. But those people, as Tom Brokaw said, the greatest generation saved the world. Quite simply saved the world. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. We have more coming up in just a moment.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy, here with the Big Boat and Outdoor Show. It's boating time, folks, so don't forget to tune in to the only boating talk show on 660 AM The Answer every Saturday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. Brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site with thousands of boats for sale, or list your boat for free on BoatSelect.com. I know you have questions about your boat or one you're buying. Email those questions to me at BigBoatShow@yahoo.com.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
When you pay your mobile phone bill, are you making a political statement? Probably so. You don't even know that it's politics you might not agree with. Hey, it's Mark Davis. Major mobile companies have given more than $50 million to liberal candidates and causes. Now there's a cellular company that gives 5% to conservative causes while still saving you money. Welcome to EOS Mobile. The same service, the same quality, a better price, and a better cause. Go to EOScell.com, EOSCELL.com. Meet a company that'll save you 10 to 15% on the same phone, data, and text plans, and their corporate contributions go to organizations and candidates for smaller government, a stronger America, and following the Constitution. Imagine that. And text and talk plans start at $9.99 with a free phone. Do you want part of your mobile phone bill to help Obama, Hillary, and that side of American politics? Great service, great prices, and support for conservative causes with EOS Mobile. Go to EOScell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. EOScell.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A possible terror incident averted in Australia. Police have arrested a teenager suspected of devising a plot to detonate 3 homemade bombs in Melbourne. They say they don't know when he planned to use them. Tragedy in southeastern Michigan ahead of Mother's Day. 3 teenagers are dead after their car hit a guardrail at a high rate of speed, landing in a park creek.
It was a 2008 Jaguar S-type vehicle. It was occupied by 5 individuals, all 18 and 17 years of age.
Macomb County Sheriff Anthony Wickersham says 2 teens survived. An FBI agent shot while serving an arrest warrant at a motel near Denver. An eyewitness described it.
We heard a shot fired, and I look over and I see one unmarked federal agent limping away from the door.
The suspect shot and killed himself. The agent expected to survive. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. Dennis Prager believes the left has stifled the progress of Black America.
The poison that the left has injected into Black life in this country is one of the many reasons that the left has committed unforgivable sins. But this is the most egregious. We expect less of you. You've been marginalized. It's the typical left-wing word.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
If you're turning on the AC for the warm days of spring and it's just not working or not cooling the way it should, time to call Walker Air Conditioning. Hey, Mark Davis. My friends at Walker are a family business, but big enough to cover North Texas with reliable, honorable service for your AC units. No commission salesmen showing up. They're technicians sent to fix your problem at an affordable price. Oh, if it's time for a new unit, they've got all the best brands at all the best prices. But let Walker AC see what you need first with techs who know what they're doing from a company you can trust. 52 years in the business, stellar customer reviews, A+ from the Better Business Bureau, specialists in AC and refrigeration for homes and business. Got a wine cellar, a wine fridge, they'll fix yours or install a new one. Walker AC, making sure you are cool and comfortable. Walker Air Conditioning. Website is walkerac.com. That's walkerac.com. Phone number is 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. walkerac.com.
Hey, Jim, come on in. Bill, this is such a great house. Thanks. 3 beds, 2 baths, and wait till you see the pool. How'd you get the down payment? We didn't have to. We called NASA Federal Credit Union at 855-374-NASA and got a 0-down fixed-rate mortgage with no private mortgage insurance on a jumbo loan.
You must be saving hundreds a year with no PMI.
More like thousands. And with no money down, we were able to add the pool. And it was fast. We got pre-qualified online in seconds and closed our loan within 30 days guaranteed. If you're buying a home, you gotta call NASA Federal at 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374.
Wow, with 0 down and no PMI, we could buy that house Jen likes and furnish it too. But you don't work for NASA.
You don't have to work for NASA to get a mortgage with NASA Federal. Just call 855-374-NASA or visit nasafcu.com/374.
Thanks for the tip. Now can I see the pool?
Equal housing lender. Offer valid on approved credit for primary residences. Membership eligibility required. For more details about credit cost terms and conditions, call 855-374-NASA.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Hi, I'm Tom Kidd, engineering graduate of Texas A&M and owner of Structured Foundation Repairs. Our number is 972-484-1200. Our motto is to do the right thing. In some respects, it's hard being the company that always does the right thing. But for our customers' sake, it's very important that we do. Being fully insured, as an example, costs us a lot of money, but it protects our customers. Having employees instead of day laborers is a huge responsibility, but our dedicated employees ensure that we do the best repairs we can. Managing a large office staff can be tedious, but they provide our customers a helpful voice when they need something urgent. Returning every phone call is time-consuming, but instills our customers with confidence that we will always be there when they need us. The Aggie Code of Honor states that Aggies don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those that do. That code was the principle our company was founded on, and it guides our daily operations. If this sounds like the kind of company you could trust to repair your foundation, call us today for a free evaluation at 972-484-1200 or click structuredfoundation.com.
Almost every bear market has come on the heels of strong economic data and rapidly rising stock market. That's why if you're retired or retiring soon and can't afford a loss like in 2008, the time to add a sell strategy in your plan is now. You can't afford to miss the next free Money Matters retirement seminar. Choose Tuesday, May 19th, Alliance Gateway, Thursday, May 21st in Rockwall, or Saturday, May 23rd in Plano. Reserve your seat now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Thanks very much for joining us here on the Wells Report on Friday night. By the way, coming up a little bit later on tonight, we will have the Friday Flameout. This is your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent announcer. It could be about anything that you have a complaint about. Say, for example, you went to your favorite Japanese restaurant and got day-old sushi at a real bargain, and now you're sitting here trying to figure out whether or not you're going to die. What about that? That would be something that you could complain about later on tonight here on 660 AM. The Answer. I certainly hope, by the way, that that's not you. Awful. What? Okay. Just looking at Magic Matt Swinney over there, laughing at something. Was it what I just said? You just thought that you didn't think that was funny?
Of course, yeah. Sure
yes,
it was.
for sure was. Yeah. Huh? Okay. So
we're ready to believe you.
Whatever. See what I have to deal with? All right. So here's what's going on. 3,000 arrests in the past decade are under review in San Francisco in a widening scandal over how police officers allegedly wrote racist and homophobic text messages. San Francisco's top prosecutor has impaneled a trio of retired out-of-town judges to see if bias led to wrongful prosecutions or convictions in thousands of cases investigated by a total of 14 officers. There are all kinds of problems with this story. Prosecutors have already dismissed charges in some cases involving the officer. This, according to District Attorney George Gascon at a news conference yesterday. The judges, Cruz Reynoso, Ladoris Hazard Cordell, and Dikran Tavrizian, yeah, I said that right. Wow, that's weird. Will also investigate whether a deeper culture of bias exists within the department. The retired judges will not be paid, by the way. San Francisco Police Chief has proposed firing 8 officers implicated in the scandal, including a police captain and a sergeant, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. The panel of retired judges joins a task force in Gascon's office already investigating the city police department and the county sheriff's office after federal prosecutors revealed text messages among police officers, including references to cross burnings and a suggestion it would be okay to shoot a black person because it's not against the law to put an animal down. The task force is also investigating faulty testing at the DNA crime lab and prize fighting of inmates in the county jail. There are a lot of questions I have to ask about this. For example, is the San Francisco Police Department a terrorist organization? That seems like an odd question, Jon-David. Why in heaven's name would you ask whether the San Francisco Police Department was a terrorist organization? Well, there's a darn good reason. Did you notice that the entire story comes down to federal prosecutors revealing text messages among police officers? Does anybody know how those federal prosecutors got a hold of those text messages in the first place? Federal prosecutors, who do they work for? They work for the Department of Justice. How would they get the text messages of police officers? How would the Department of Justice get the personal text messages of police officers in San Francisco? Would they go right down the road to that black building in Virginia and say, hey, guys, you happen to have those text messages that we were talking about the other day? You know, the bigoted, racist ones from those 8 officers in San Francisco? Well, yeah, we got them right here. Thanks. Well, how could we tell that they were from those police officers? Oh, no problem. It's real easy because you see the text messages have metadata attached to them. You know what day they were sent and what time they were, and who sent what phone number sent them, and oh, yeah, you see, it's that pesky metadata that doesn't mean anything. So why would the NSA have all these text messages to begin with? Well, because the Patriot Act allows these guys the bulk collection of text messages, emails, and telephone calls. Oh. Well, wait a minute. Before the federal prosecutors can use them, they have to have a warrant, don't they? Well, sure, that's what we've been told. Did the FISA court issue a warrant based on the Patriot Act, which is about anti-terrorism? Did they issue a warrant to get a hold of these text messages so we can run these 8 officers down to earth, these bigoted, racist, biased, nasty, rotten police officers? Huh? Did the FISA court issue a warrant? We don't know. All we know is that suddenly federal prosecutors are in possession of text messages from bigoted, biased officers in San Francisco. 3 of those people have already resigned. 3,000 cases are being reviewed. For what? Well, if these officers are biased, that means that, well, we don't know whether any of the evidence was faked or not. Oh. Oh, I see. So basically what you're saying is that the prosecutor who believed that may have been misled? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Uh-huh. And the defense who got all that information wouldn't be able to prove that it was biased in any way, shape, or form? Oh, no. Wouldn't be anything. And the jury of 12 that sat on those cases obviously got it wrong too? Oh, yes, that's absolutely right. So in other words, it all comes down to a text message that has absolutely nothing to do with the case at hand. You are determining that because there are text messages from these 8 officers, that what could be happening is that they could be biased, and because of that, there could be all kinds of downstream effects on trials and so on and so forth that involve 100 other people, but it all gets down to the text messages about a completely different topic, completely taken out of context, as to whether or not these people should go to jail. I wonder what the racial makeup is of all the court cases that they're working on. Oh, they've got to be spread across the board, right? Oh, wait. No, there are more black people in jail than there are white people in jail, so probably there are more black people being, yeah. Which takes us back to last hour when we were talking about whether or not we were going to create a completely different group of people. Those that believe in the rule of law and those that don't have to believe in the rule of law. Those that don't have to worry about the law in any way, shape, or form. Oh, I see. Yeah. The offensive text messages not only fly in the face of the image San Francisco likes to cultivate for itself, that of a loving, inclusive community, unless, of course, you're conservative, but also pose a broader danger to the community. Yeah, offensive text messages pose a danger to the community. When a police officer engages in misconduct, there are significant implications for public safety and for the public trust, particularly in our minority communities. We must do everything we can to restore that trust. Where did they get the text messages from? Who wrote the warrant to release the text messages to the federal prosecutors? Where did they get them? What was their probable cause that there would be racial texts on those phones? Where's the due process for these police officers? How many police officers in major metropolitan areas are brushing up their resumes and hoping that there's a small town in Wyoming that can pay them enough money to keep their bills from being foreclosed on? How many people are about to leave the Dallas and Fort Worth police departments to get the hell out of the way of what might be a witch hunt of America's police officers across the entire nation? How did those federal prosecutors get those text messages? If just one individual was wrongly imprisoned because of bias on the part of these officers, that's one too many, said Gaskin. The scandal is playing out amid a nationwide debate over policing in the United States, sparked by controversial police shootings and the use of force that have resulted in deaths in communities such as New York, Ferguson, Missouri, and most recently in Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah, and because these police officers have been passing around snarky, racist texts, well, there could be big trouble. Are these the only things, the only loose comments that we can discuss today? Huh? Are these the only ones? Huh? No. You mean there's more of this horrifying misconduct? Yes, there is. There's more of this horrifying misconduct. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring it to you next. I know. Does it involve police officers? No. No, does it involve police officers? Will it involve criminal cases having to be overturned? No, won't be criminal cases being overturned. What will happen? Well, I'll let you know here in a minute. You're listening to The Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer, back with more on The Wells Report. Stay put.
The stock market is at record highs, but will it keep going up, or are we due for another major correction? The financial newspapers are reporting that record numbers of major investors are leaving the market. If you're worried about the roller coaster stock market, there are some alternative ways to grow your money and build a solid, predictable retirement. The team at Guardian Financial Management will show you how to grow your money and still sleep well at night. Tune in to Plain Talk, No Worries, Financial Hour each Sunday at 7 a.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Each week and every Saturday afternoon, whether you're remodeling an existing house or building a new one, doing it yourself or hiring a professional, we're here to bring you interviews with the experts and take your phone calls. And we bring it to you with a little green, whether it be energy efficiency or organic products for your house. So join us each week for a little House Talk Today.
House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This is Albert Mohler from townhall.com. During the recent arguments before the Supreme Court on same-sex marriage, Justice Samuel Alito prompted a very revealing interchange with the Solicitor General of the United States, Donald Verrilli, confirming for the nation what a number of critical observers have been warning about for some time now.
In the Bob Jones case, the court held that a college was not entitled to tax-exempt status if it opposed interracial marriage or interracial dating. So would the same apply to a university or a college if it opposed same-sex marriage?
You know, I don't think I can answer that question without knowing more specifics, but it's certainly going to be an issue. I don't deny that. I don't deny that, Justice Alito. It is going to be an issue.
With those words, the representative of the Obama administration before the nation's highest court confirmed with candor the threat that we have long seen coming. Solicitor General Verrilli's answer has put the nation's religious institutions, including Christian colleges, schools, and seminaries, on notice.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. We're always concerned about heart disease and cancer, and we should be. You ever hear those stories about the first sign that somebody had of heart problems when they died of a heart attack? The first evidence of any kind of cancer was after it was too big to be operable. Early detection is everything. Information is power, and honestly, sometimes information is survival. This is what ViaScan of Las Colinas is all about. ViaScan of Las Colinas. My friend John Duncan and the gang with the body scan, the well-view scan, they call it, all the vital organs there between the shoulder and the pelvis, making sure there's no heart plaques or blockages, no little cancer spots that could rise up and take you down. This is affordable, preventive healthcare. It is not uncomfortable. It is not claustrophobic. It's fantastic. I love it, and I love the information. It's good to know what's going on inside your body. Be ViaScan certain. 972-739-2840, 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
This plan is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. Administrator and benefits limited, Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
Are your medical expenses and insurance costs out of control? There's a way to pay less for the healthcare you need. RealMedSavings.com. It's a membership like a club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. Real Med Savings even connects you with a board-certified physician anytime, 24 hours a day. The doctor will consult with you, diagnose the condition, and when necessary, call in the prescription. You pay nothing for the doctor's consultation because you're a member. You save money because we've already negotiated discounts on dental, vision, prescription drugs, and much more. Just go to RealMedSavings.com and learn all about it. Real Med Savings is not insurance. You just save real money on your health care for you and your whole family. And it costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. No salesperson will call, and there is no long-term commitment. Convenient money-saving health care. RealMedSavings.com.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries bring you Celebrate Freedom 25, the largest free concert event in America. Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. The biggest names in the industry will be performing your favorite songs, and this is our 25th anniversary. And we're not holding back. From names you grew up with to chart toppers who are the freshest acts in our industry, we've got you covered. From our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Hi. Mark Davis will show up in just a few more hours. As a matter of fact, 7 o'clock in the morning. No, what am I saying? Monday morning. It'll be a lot of hours. Mark, what have you got planned for us?
Hey, JD, good Friday night. Wish you a good weekend. All the mothers out there, a happy Mother's Day. On Monday morning, we'll get back together because showering down on us like the rain of a Texas springtime. Topics are all around us. Tomorrow has some municipal election results we need to chew on, from mayor's races to the Arlington red light camera vote. And the legislature, of course, continues to tackle various issues that affect our lives. And, of course, ISIS wants to kill us all. So where to begin? How about breaking news on a Monday morning? and we'll take it from there with plenty of your calls for guidance and inspiration. Mark Davis Show for a Monday morning. See everybody then, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Why, thank you very much, Mark Davis. I will look forward to that, my friend. 866-660-5759. So let's talk about Saida Grundy. Saida Grundy. Yeah. She didn't tweet anything racist and horrifying. No. She tweeted it. She didn't text it. She tweeted it. I'm not saying it was horrifying and disgusting. What she did is she bashed white people. The school, however, said it is simply free speech. Quote, white masculinity isn't a problem for American colleges. White masculinity is the problem for American colleges. By the way, she is an incoming assistant professor of sociology and African American studies at Boston University. In another tweet in January, every MLK week I commit myself to not spending a dime in white-owned businesses. And every year I find it nearly impossible. In another, she said white males were, quote, a problem population, unquote. Here's the quote. Why is white America so reluctant to identify white college males as a problem population, unquote? The tweets were first noticed by student Nick Pappas, who posted them on his website, socollege.com. That's SOCAWLEDG.com, or actually just EGE.com, and questioned how Grundy could be able to teach a diverse classroom given the racial hostility in her tweets. Here's what he said. You have to teach college-aged white males eventually, no? This seems like you're unqualified to grade their work, as you clearly demonstrate some kind of special bias against them. Pappas, by the way, is a junior at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. He told Fox News that he hopes to show the rest of America how nasty people on the far left can get at college. I'm not surprised that Boston University is hiring a racist to teach African American studies, said David Horowitz, author of Reforming Our Universities. Anti-white racism is rampant in black studies programs, which are generally indoctrination programs in left-wing politics. Boston University is standing by the professor, who will start working at the college in June. So 8 San Francisco police officers, either on the brink of absolute disgrace or even prison time, on one hand, and then an African-American professor on the other hand, whose college says it's just free speech. Well, maybe these guys in the San Francisco mess, maybe what they do after they get out of jail or they resign from the police department is they can go work for the Boston University Police Department. Oh, wait, they probably won't want to, because I'm sure that BU police don't carry guns. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, this is George at the filling station, DFW. You know, I've been talking about the filling station quite a while now, and I want to tell you what I love about those Monday nights at the filling station. It's a special time when people come and sit at the feet of Jesus and then allow him to do what he does naturally. That's save, heal, deliver, and redeem. Yeah, he still does those things today. It's because he can't help himself. It's who he is. Jesus is the same as he was yesterday. He's that same God today, and he's going to be that same Jesus this coming Monday night. So whether you're a believer, non-believer, just someone trying to figure out who Jesus really is, you should come this Monday evening. It was set aside especially for you. Come meet Jesus. He's waiting for you. The Filling Station DFW meets every Monday evening at 7 p.m. at Summit Life Church. We're in Addison, Texas. Our address is 14240 Midway Road between Beltline and Spring Valley. You can get more information at the Filling Station DFW. That's the Filling Station DFW. Look forward to seeing you there.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
In 2002, a National Sleep Foundation poll found that 63% of women experience symptoms of insomnia at least a few nights per week. In my opinion, a major reason for insomnia is the Blue Card. It's a shopping and loyalty card, and it's free. That's right, free. No charge, nada. Next, you can receive up to 5% cash back on purchases. Most cards only offer 2% at most. No wonder girls can't sleep. With the Blue Card, you can also get shopping points that you could use for online purchases. So it's cash back and shopping points. Am I keeping you awake? If you refer the Blue Card to someone, you could even earn money on their purchases. No, I'm serious. It's true. But it gets better. If you share the Blue Card with a merchant, you could earn on the purchases of everyone who uses the Blue Card at their store, too. There's no way you're going to get any sleep until you get your own free Blue Card. So call 800-685-7470 and order your free Blue Card so you can rest easy again. Call 800-685-7470.
A Seattle man went to bed with nearly $300,000 in the bank. By morning, it was gone because of some identity thief. Imagine if a thief stole your life savings. No one can stop all identity theft, and nobody can monitor transactions at every business. But here's what you can do. Get LifeLock Ultimate Plus. LifeLock Ultimate Plus is comprehensive identity theft protection. So if some thief goes after your life savings, LifeLock's on it. Visit LifeLock.com and use promo code COVER for 10% off your LifeLock Ultimate Plus membership. That's LifeLock.com.
Geico is available 24/7. Unlike Billy, my boyfriend, who is apparently available 24/never. And with Geico's claim status update, after I report a claim, I receive update alerts through my Geico app. Did you hear that, Billy? Update. Alerts. I sure would like to be updated on why you can't return a text. Maybe I should just be dating Geico.
Claim status updates just a few taps away on the Geico app.
Warning, whether you're retired or soon to be retired, listen up. Do not be caught in one or more of the 11 mistakes retirees make that could cost you all of your money. It doesn't matter how well off you are financially, you could make the easy mistake that washes away all of your financial security. Call Optimum Retirement Planning today at 866-882-5447 to make sure that you are not wasting your money. Call now and receive your free copy of the 11 biggest mistakes retirees make and how to avoid them. 866-882-5447.
People take a dangerous gamble every day with their finances by driving without an auto warranty. One repair could cost you thousands of dollars. Cover America has announced affordable mechanical breakdown coverage at direct-to-the-public pricing. This is the same type of coverage dealers offer at a substantial discount. Call for a free, no-obligation coverage quote from one of our friendly specialists. Call 800-583-2138. That's 800-583-2138. 800-583-2138.
Need more fodder while arguing with your liberal friends? We've got you covered. 660 AM, The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
So Saida Grundy is an assistant professor of sociology and African American studies at Boston University. And she flat calls out white American males, calls them a problem population. Yeah. There are people who say, I'm not surprised that Boston University is hiring a racist to teach African American studies, said David Horowitz. If she were a white racist rather than an anti-white racist, she would have never been hired by Boston University. Professors are supposed to be experts in some scholarly field and professionals in the classroom discourse. They don't have a license to indoctrinate students in their prejudices, whether those prejudices are right or left, or so it says in fine print. Grundy posted a bunch of other controversial tweets, for instance, claiming that only whites enslaved entire generations of people. Deal with your white stuff, white people. Slavery is a y'all thing, she says. Professor Grundy should and must have the freedom to publicly express her opinions on controversial topics. Unfortunately, though, she could be punished if she were to send such tweets through the BU computer network, as the university bans transmitting offensive material. But would the university find that to be offensive material? No. No, they wouldn't. So what do we do here? Should someone be able to text whatever it is that they want to text? That is free speech, right? Ron in Dallas, Texas. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Howdy. How you doing tonight?
Hanging tough, living large.
Great. Fantastic. I'm just, Boston College is standing behind this lady associate professor.
That's right. She's got the right to free speech.
What would happen if all us quote white racist males would transfer to other colleges?
That would be the first thing that I would suggest. Yeah,
exactly.
if I was on WRKO or any of the big talk radio stations in Boston, I would absolutely say, you know what, all those problem students need to check out of Boston University and go someplace else. Let's start with a hockey team.
Well, I don't see too many blacks on the hockey team.
There are some. But you can't you can't do it. You can't do these things. Or can you? Is it time for us to stop worrying so much about all of this?
I've got one question.
Yeah.
We have History Month, right?
We have what?
We have Black History Month.
Yes.
Whatever happened to White History Month?
Whatever happened to what History Month? I'm sorry, you broke up.
White History Month.
Yeah, there's not going to be a White History Month. There's not going to be a White History Month. Yeah, there's not. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. There's not going to be affirmative action for white kids. There are a lot of things that are out there that are part and parcel due to brilliant politicking. Brilliant politicking. Political science, in fact. That's what all this is. You see, if you get right down to it, 83% of the United States declares themselves as Christian. The white population of the United States is in the 80 percentile as well. So if you are a minority population, what do you do in order to keep from being run over by the majority population? And that is not, by the way, an invalid concern. Not at all. It's not an invalid concern for, say, for example, agnostics and atheists who look at this gigantic group of people. Christians, for example, in the United States, 83% of us declare ourselves as Christians. How can you look at that gigantic group of people and not feel concerned that your needs are not going to be met? Well, you find a way to neutralize that incredible power. Well, how do you do that? Well, you make everybody guilty of racism. But what if they're not guilty of racism? That's of no importance. Accuse them and continue to accuse them and continue to accuse them and continue to accuse them. People that have never done a racist thing in their entire life, except brought up that there was a huge, glaring double standard. It's all they've ever done are absolute incredible racists for bringing that up. You can't say things like, wait, will any black people in the United States be arrested in a major metropolitan area for anything? Whether they deserve to or not? I wonder. J. Christian Adams wrote a book called Injustice, exposing the racial agenda of the Obama Department of Justice, of the Obama administration. That part of his agenda has worked out beautifully. Especially for himself. You're really not going to try to impeach the nation's first black president, are you? You racist slug. Oh, no, we won't do that. No, that's not, no. Oh, okay. Well, I've got a pen and I've got a phone, so I'm just going to circumvent Congress now because I've neutralized them by calling them bigots. Even though they didn't do anything bigoted, they're still bigots. And because the mainstream media is in the bag for the left of the American political scene, none of that ever gets reported. And if it does get reported, and it does embarrass the national media, they'll just say, well, it's a right-wing talk show host who's obviously a bigot. Obviously a bigot. Sure I am. Uh-huh. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. So here we go. In San Francisco, you can be thrown under the Muni bus, and you can be accused of being a racist, and 3,000 of your criminal cases that you've been working on for most of your career can be under scrutiny one more time because you might be a biased guy. But if you're an African American working at Boston University as an associate professor, say anything you want. The haves and have-nots. Those with constitutional rights and those without. Christian persecution? Absolutely. White bigotry? Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me what would happen to, say, for example, well, probably nothing would happen. But you never know. What would happen to an SMU professor who stood up and said, boy, you know what? I want to take one day aside not to spend a single dime in a black-owned business. And yet, that's exactly what Professor Grundy is doing. Yep. Professor Grundy should and must have the freedom to publicly express her opinions or on controversial topics. Yeah. A house divided against itself cannot stand. A house divided against itself cannot stand. From the first Republican president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. But look at this division. Race relations set back 20 years. 20 years, according to recent polling. And of course, it's absolutely true, isn't it? In an age of American history where the exact opposite should be true,
No. No. And black racism, black against white racism, is allowed to go unfettered, while police officers are being run to earth for racist tweets. Unflipping believable. I don't know what's going to happen to these 8 cops in San Francisco, but all I can hope is that they're able to get out of wherever they're going to be put into with a minimum of jail time, hopefully with none. The scandal plays out amid a nationwide debate over policing in the United States. That's an issue. It has its roots in the 2014 indictment of 6 police officers on the city's public defender released after the city's public defender released videos apparently showing officers taking personal belongings of suspects after a 2009 drug search, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. So is racist speech protected free speech? On either side of the coin? 866-660-5759. Is racist speech protected free speech? And if it is, why are these police officers in so much trouble? Why isn't Ms. Saida Grundy, why isn't she in more trouble? With one question, what we've done is isolated for virtually anybody who would possibly want to deal with it. We've isolated the giant problem. It is a huge and terrible, vicious problem that we have to face here. Is there a problem between the African American population in big cities with big city police departments? There's something wrong. Are racist texts, are those the problems? I mean, is racial texting the problem? Is racial texting protected free speech? If it is protected free speech, then what are they doing with these police officers? Oh, they're getting ready to get their lives destroyed. That's what they're doing with them right now. Oh, I see. Yeah. Is that social justice you guys keep talking about? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. All right. By the way, coming up in just a couple of seconds, I have one more story along this same thread. You're not going to believe it either. It's out of Milliken, Colorado, so it could be just about anything. Milliken, Colorado. Yeah, it's coming up in just a couple of moments. It has to do with barbecue, or whatever they call barbecue in Colorado. I'm not exactly sure it is barbecue, actually. There's only 2 barbecues, Texas and Carolina. Forget Kansas City. You're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. We're back with more in just a moment.
Each week and every Saturday afternoon, whether you're remodeling an existing house or building a new one, doing it yourself or hiring a professional, we're here to bring you interviews with the experts and take your phone calls. And we bring it to you with a little dream, whether it be energy efficiency or organic products for your house. So join us each week for a little House Talk Today.
House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, Kurt Chase here. I've heard people say that getting married or buying a home are some of the biggest decisions you can make in life. Well, buying a new car is right up there too. After all, the typical driver holds onto their vehicle for an average of 11 years. And you don't want to wind up paying too much for a car. Well, I can help you with that. Listen to my show, the Automotive Edge Radio Show, heard here every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Every week, I give tons of insider scoop about how to deal with the best car, best dealership. That's the Automotive Edge Radio Show.
20 years of credit counseling and debt management services. More than 36,000 program members freed from credit card debt. Nearly $100 million saved in high interest and finance charges. It's Trinity's 20th anniversary, and these are just a few of the milestones we're celebrating as we begin our third decade of helping people become debt-free for keeps. Did you know that members who complete our program save on average more than $20,000 in interest?
My name is Mike. From the very first phone call, Trinity brought us relief by stopping all the late fees and collections calls, greatly reducing our interest and consolidating our bills into one easy-to-manage monthly payment. Now we're on track to save nearly $17,000 in finance charges. Happy 20th anniversary, Trinity. Thanks for helping so many save so much.
And Trinity can help you too. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
When you pay your mobile phone bill, are you making a political statement? Probably so. You don't even know that it's politics you might not agree with. Hey, it's Mark Davis. Major mobile companies have given more than $50 million to liberal candidates and causes. Now there's a cellular company that gives 5% to conservative causes while still saving you money. Welcome to EOS Mobile. The same service, the same quality, a better price, and a better cause. Go to EOScell.com, EOSCELL.com. Meet a company that'll save you 10 to 15% on the same phone, data, and text plans. And their corporate contributions go to organizations and candidates for smaller government, a stronger America, and following the Constitution. Imagine that. And text and talk plans start at $9.99 with a free phone. Do you want part of your mobile phone bill to help Obama, Hillary, and that side of American politics? Great service, great prices, and support for conservative causes with EOS Mobile. Go to EOScell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. EOScell.com.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky. Imagine being able to throw away your contacts and glasses. Imagine waking up tomorrow with 20/20 vision. Too bad everyone can't afford LASIK. Well, guess what? There's a company that agrees with you. The LASIK Vision Institute is now offering dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK to make it affordable for everyone. That means you get the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology for a fraction of what others charge. And if you call right now, we'll schedule a free appointment so you can discover if LASIK is right for you. Results may vary. Call 1-800-700-1851. Even better, if you're one of the first 100 callers, ask about an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Let us help you. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you deserve at a fraction of what others charge. For your free appointment, call 1-800-700-1851. 1-800-700-1851.
When things are going well, the last thing you want to think about is the next stock market crash. However, one unexpected event and it can drop fast.
This is Ken Moraif, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our free seminar.
The seminar is May 19th, Alliance Gateway, May 21st, Rockwall, or May 23rd in Plano. Clients that followed Ken's advice did not lose money in the market crash of 2008. If you're retired or retiring, don't miss. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net or call 800-994-0302.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries bring you Celebrate Freedom 25, the largest free concert event in America. Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. The biggest names in the industry will be performing your favorite songs, and this is our 25th anniversary. And we're not holding back. From names you grew up with to chart toppers who are the freshest acts in our industry, we've got you covered. From our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. There's a barbecue place in Milliken, Colorado that is going to host a White Appreciation Day. Edgar Antillon and Miguel Jimenez recently purchased Rubbin' Butts Barbecue on Broad Street in Milliken, Colorado. On June 11th, they plan to offer a 10% discount to all white customers and no one else. We have a whole month for Black History Month. We have a whole month for Hispanic Heritage Month. So we thought the least we could do was offer one day to appreciate white Americans. Now remember, these are Hispanic owners of the Rubbin' Butts Barbecue. Ricardo Romero, a civil rights activist and community organizer in Weld County, said, "It's a perpetuation of racism. It's wrong. If you're going to give a discount, give it to the whole community." If someone felt they were being discriminated against, they could come to the Civil Rights Division and file a complaint in our office, and we would investigate that, said Jennifer McPherson of the Colorado Department of Regulatory Agency. Antion says the discount isn't meant to discriminate, but instead bring people together. He added that he has been the target of racism in the past. He hopes opening the discussion will prompt others to think differently about race. We're all American. Whether you come from a different country or you were born here, we're all American. Well, I'll be going to Rubbin' Butts Barbecue on Broad Street in Milliken, Colorado, if I ever get up there. How about you? This is the Wells Report.
The stock market is at record highs, but will it keep going up, or are we due for another major correction? The financial newspapers are reporting that record numbers of major investors are leaving the market. If you're worried about the roller coaster stock market, there are some alternative ways to grow your money and build a solid, predictable retirement. The team at Guardian Financial Management will show you how to grow your money and still sleep well at night. Tune in to Plain Talk, No Worries, Financial Hour each Sunday at 7 a.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Our family had a savings account until our air conditioner needed replacing.
We had a vacation fund before our refrigerator had a meltdown.
My family has no savings and our water heater just quit.
Sadly, sometimes it only takes one home system or appliance breakdown to bust your budget. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield protects more of your hard-earned money because they help pay your covered repairs for you. For valuable free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107. Who wants to pour money into repairs for things like your air conditioner, refrigerator, plumbing, oven, or washer when you get the budget protection you deserve from American Home Shield? Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade called. Some exclusions and limitations apply. It's up to you. Pay for expensive home system and appliance repairs yourself, or let AHS help pay covered repairs for you. Protect more of your hard-earned money. For valuable free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com, or call 1-800-600-5107.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Gary Baumgarten. The military raising the threat level at all bases and facilities in the United States.
The Pentagon saying there's no credible specific threat, but an inclination to be careful, bumping up base security practices and drills in the continental U.S. and nearby waters because of recent events.
It's just plain evil. I'm talking about insider trading. It is absolutely horrifying and terrible unless you're a member of Congress, in which case you're immune. What? You're immune from insider trading charges? Yeah. If you're a member of Congress, you don't have to worry about insider. If you're a member of Congress, you don't have to worry about insider trading. Why? Wait a minute. Who says you're... Oh, let me try this all over again. Here we go. It's been a law. It's one of America's most important economic laws. You cannot participate in insider trading. You cannot do it. It's terrible and awful, and it distorts the marketplace. But unless you're a member of Congress, in which case you can insider trade all day long and you are immune from prosecution. Wait, who said that? Was it some law enforcement officer? No, Congress said that. Wait, Congress said they don't have to work? Yeah, we'll explain the whole thing next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, good Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend, and I hope your mom is a very happy person. That being said, I want to talk a little bit about insider trading. It's a horrifying blot on the American economic landscape. When people insider trade, it's just disgusting, horrifying, terrible. Profit-taking is what it is, unless you're a member of Congress, in which case you don't have to worry about insider trading laws because apparently you're immune from them. You don't have to worry about being prosecuted. What? Yeah, that's true. Who says that? Who says that you don't have to worry about it? Some lawyer? Well, yeah, sort of. No, the Congress says the Congress is immune. I'll explain the whole thing in just a few hours on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
That a college was not entitled to tax-exempt status if it opposed interracial marriage or interracial dating. So would the same apply to a university or a college if it opposed same-sex marriage?
You know, I don't think I can answer that question without knowing more specifics, but it's certainly going to be an issue. I don't deny that. I don't deny that, Justice Alito. It is going to be an issue.
With those words, the representative of the Obama administration before the nation's highest court confirmed with candor the threat that we have long seen coming. Solicitor General Verrilli's answer has put the nation's religious institutions, including Christian colleges, schools, and seminaries, on notice.
Hey, this is George at the filling station, DFW. You know, I've been talking about the filling station quite a while now, and I want to tell you what I love about those Monday nights at the filling station. It's a special time when people come and sit at the feet of Jesus and then allow him to do what he does naturally. That's save, heal, deliver, and redeem. Yeah, he still does those things today. It's because he can't help himself. It's who he is. Jesus is the same as he was yesterday. He's that same God today, and he's going to be that same Jesus this coming Monday night. So whether you're a believer, non-believer, just someone trying to figure out who Jesus really is, you should come this Monday evening. It was set aside especially for you. Come meet Jesus. He's waiting for you. The Filling Station DFW meets every Monday evening at 7 p.m. at Summit Life Church. We're in Addison, Texas. Our address is 14240 Midway Road between Beltline and Spring Valley. You can get more information at the Filling Station DFW. That's the Filling Station DFW. Look forward to seeing you there.
There's nothing like foundations in the springtime. Oh, it's a time of change. Hey, Mark Davis from my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. And with drought and then moisture and then cold and then warm temperatures, your foundations are moving and grooving. You got cracks in the sheetrock and doors that are sticking and all kinds of problems. You want someone who's going to solve them reliably. Call my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. They've done stuff for me, and you will love how they put somebody on site for your entire foundation repair. They're the only people with Millennium Composite pilings. You're going to get a warranty that you can hand down to other homeowners. It's peace of mind and security for your foundation repair. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com. Don't be one of those homeowners that says, oh, I wish I'd called a better company. Call the best company right now. Abacus Foundation Repair. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or Abacus, ABACUS, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
If you're over 40 and concerned about your strength and power, here's a special announcement. There's no question creatine is great to build strength at any age. And there's no question with over 300 studies, creatine really works. The only question is, why aren't you taking creatine? Introducing Everstrong, the little pill powered by pharmaceutical-grade creatine that takes your strength, power, and stamina to a whole new level. And today, you can even get a free bottle. Boost your strength by 20%. Boost your endurance by 15%. Build muscle and stamina. Whether you're a man or a woman, we're so sure Everstrong is going to work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put it to the test. Everstrong is the little pill that makes a big difference. Call now for your free bottle. 1-800-205-9130. 1-800-205-9130. For your free bottle of Everstrong, call right now. 1-800-205-9130.
Warning. Whether you're retired or soon to be retired, listen up. Do not be caught in one or more of the 11 mistakes retirees make that could cost you all of your money. It doesn't matter how well off you are financially, you could make the easy mistake that washes away all of your financial security. Call Optimum Retirement Planning today at 866-882-5447 to make sure that you are not wasting your money. Call now and receive your free copy of the 11 biggest mistakes retirees make and how to avoid them. 866-882-5447.
Dallas Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I want to talk about something that's very, very important. It's critical, in fact. The other day, during a free speech rally, a full-on, fully grown, incredibly accomplished Texas lawman dealt out justice in a brilliant way against two men who had driven across 3 states to show up in Texas and try to kill as many people as they could at this free speech event. They got out of their car with their rifles and shot an unarmed security guard. The police officer then drew his handgun, returned fire, killing one terrorist, wounding the other one right off the bat. But then he continued to advance towards the terrorist to make sure the threat was neutralized. The whole episode was over in a matter of seconds. The evidence markers at the bottom of the photo show us a remarkable story as they denote the final locations of the shell casings ejected from the officer's Glock duty pistol. While every pistol is different from another in ejection pattern, the movement of the officer and the can of his gun precludes us from knowing exactly where he was there, as a distinct trail of shells showing the officer was moving toward, from bottom left of the photo, towards the terrorists in the rear of the vehicle. He appears to have opened fire from 20 yards away. That's 60 feet. Fired at least a dozen shots by the time he reached the area near the traffic cones, roughly 7 to 10 yards from where the terrorist died. The impressive marksmanship on display really speaks to this 30-year veteran cop's experience and training, but having the presence of mind to move toward the gunfire. That's a hell of a lot of confidence and courage. Whoever this police officer is, he's a national hero and ought to be an inspiration to American soldiers and law enforcement officers everywhere. There are only 2 problems with this story. The fact that we now know the police officer was 60 years old. We also know that he's a 30-year veteran of police work. The Weekly Standard published this article. Mark Hemingway wrote it. I don't know who the person was that let the age of the officer out or the number of years he's been involved in policing. But whoever it was, did this hero a huge disservice. We don't know who this guy is. We don't want to know who this guy is. All of us in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, need to draw ourselves around this Garland police officer and make damn sure that no one ever finds out who he was or is. I'm incredibly upset by this article. I'm probably going to write a complaint letter to Mark Hemingway. I'm going to pray that no one's able to figure out who this officer is. But the thing that I want to make absolutely clear here is that this professional saved the lives of countless people. Countless people. And he is an inspiration to American soldiers and law enforcement officers everywhere. But we don't need to know who he is. In fact, if you run across anybody trying to figure out who this officer is, call the FBI and report that individual. And I don't care who it is. If you're in Garland, if you live in Garland and somebody comes up to you and says, so who's that police officer? Call the FBI and right then, right in front of them, and start describing that person to the FBI, the person that answers the phone. Because there's only one reason to try to find the identity of this person. There's only one reason to do it. And we all know what that is. I used to live in Las Vegas. And Las Vegas was amazing in that everybody in the world eventually made it to Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody in the world made it to Las Vegas, Nevada. And a lot of those people that made it to Las Vegas, Nevada were famous. They were famous people. And you know what you did when you ran across a famous person in Las Vegas? Absolutely nothing. It was incredibly gauche to walk up to somebody who was nationally known and strike up a conversation with them. It just wasn't done. That's how you knew who the tourists were, in fact. Those of us who were locals, we left those people alone. It's out of respect. And it's also kind of a thing about Las Vegas. That is an adult Disneyland. That's for adults. And everybody gets to blow off steam in Las Vegas, even people that everybody knows. And you protect their privacy, or at least you protect their opportunity to not be bothered and harangued. That level of respect, if it can happen in Las Vegas with countless numbers of celebrities, can certainly happen here in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, with one American hero who really knows how to shoot a pistol. God bless that man. God protect that man. Completely and totally necessary that we protect his identity. And I did want to make that very, very clear. In this first part of this segment, I wanted to make it absolutely clear that anybody trying to find out who this officer was needs to be reported to the FBI. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just report them to the FBI. Because there's only one reason for that person to try to identify that police officer. Only one. Had to get that off my chest. Then there's this. The Fire Department of New York, the FDNY, for the first time in its history, will allow someone who failed its crucial physical fitness test to join the bravest, according to the New York Post. Who is this firefighter, this probie for probationary fireman? Who is this probie that didn't pass the physical fitness test and still gets to join the FDNY as a firefighter? Her name is Rebecca Wax. She's set to graduate from the fire academy without passing the functional skills training test, a grueling obstacle course of job-related tasks performed in full gear with a limited air supply. They're going to allow the first person to graduate without passing because this administration has lowered the standard. Upon graduation, Wax would be assigned to a firehouse and tasked with the full duties of a firefighter. Her fellow firefighters, all the guys who actually passed the test, they're really upset. We're being asked to go into a fire with someone who isn't 100% qualified. Our job is a team effort. If there's a weak link in the chain, other civilians or our members can die. That is correct. Wax's graduation comes as the city celebrates FDNY's 150th anniversary, and as the department is under pressure by the de Blasio administration to hire more women. Only 44 of the FDNY's 10,500 firefighters are female. While Wax fell short, 2 other female probies in the graduating class passed the test with flying colors. They're kicking butt. They're doing better than 50% of the class, the insider said. When they get assigned to a firehouse, they'll be welcomed with open arms because they've done what everybody else has done. Other female firefighters aren't pleased about Wax's treatment. A lot of girls in the field are upset because they feel like they're getting lumped into the same kind of category of a female getting special treatment and not meeting the same standard as the males. It devalues what the women in the field have accomplished. Absolutely correct. We're being asked to go into a fire with someone who isn't 100% qualified. In the FST exam, probies must breathe through an air mask attached to an air tank while carrying 50 pounds of gear. They have to climb 6 flights of stairs, stretch hose lines, raise ladders, perform tasks that simulate breaking doors and pulling down ceilings, drag dummies through tunnels with no visibility. They must complete the course in 17 minutes, 50 seconds or less. Despite many attempts over the Fire Academy's 18-week training course, Wax completed the test just once, and it took her more than 22 minutes. In numerous tries, she struggled. She was too slow. While fit probies finished with air left in their tanks, she had to stop when hers ran out. She's in the best shape of her life, and it still isn't good enough. Under the FDNY's new hiring policy, probies must earn at least 75% of the combined requirements of academics, hands-on skills, and physical fitness. Wax had a high grade point average on her academics, which officials determined offset her FST deficiency. And so she'll become the first FDNY firefighter to fail and still make it. All because of Bill de Blasio, the current mayor of the city of New York. There's more of this story, and I'm going to share it with you coming up in just a couple of seconds. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. And yeah, we're about 15 minutes away from the Friday Flameout. Your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, gripe, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever the drove you the craziest this week. It's right around the corner on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer. Do you have an IRA or an old 401k from a previous employer? I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report for InvestingMakesMeSick.com. Are you wondering about how to grow your investments to get to retirement, but want more choices than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities? Do you even understand your current investments? Let me introduce to you Walt Parker.
JD, as usual, the message is quite simple. There are many more investment choices than you realize. You worked hard for your money for years, and now is the time to understand your investments and know your choices. InvestingMakesMeSick.com offers education and our We Come to You service and more choices than just stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and annuities.
Yes, sir. To schedule an appointment with Walt or an InvestingMakesMeSick.com advisor, call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or log on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
The Good Contractors List is a free service designed to protect you. We meet all of our home service contractors face-to-face and feel so confident in our final choices that we back their work with a $10,000 guarantee. We go the extra mile in our interview process to make sure that the contractor is not only honest in quality, but able to offer the most affordable and fair rates. For instance, how do you pick who you call for air conditioning? Did you know that the air conditioning industry is commonly known for misdiagnosis and unneeded upselling? The higher their overhead, the more money they need to stay in business. So they flash tempting offers to get their foot in the door, and the sales game is on. The air conditioning companies we choose are simply stable and proven companies that offer the highest quality at fair and honest rates. And to protect you, they've all agreed to do an absolutely free second opinion if you're being told that you have to replace your air conditioning unit. If you need AC or any other type of home service, visit thegoodcontractorslist.com first.
Contractors List. This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Listen to what Dave Ryan says about Andro 400.
Andro 400, I really love it. It's amazing to me that I feel so good. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy to walk, energy to play sports. Everything is starting to work again. It feels like I'm 25. My wife is happy. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man. I'm taking this stuff to the grave with me.
Men, have you lost energy and gained belly fat? Are you feeling stressed out? Fight back with Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to increase your testosterone. For over a decade, Andro 400 has helped men lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger. Go to andro400.com, andro400.com, or call 866-546-1955, 866-546-1955.
When you pay your mobile phone bill, are you making a political statement? Probably so. You don't even know that it's politics you might not agree with. Hey, it's Mark Davis. Major mobile companies have given more than $50 million to liberal candidates and causes. Now there's a cellular company that gives 5% to conservative causes while still saving you money. Welcome to EOS Mobile. The same service, the same quality, a better price, and a better cause. Go to EOScell.com, EOSCELL.com. Meet a company that'll save you 10 to 15% on the same phone, data, and text plans. And their corporate contributions go to organizations and candidates for smaller government, a stronger America, and following the Constitution. Imagine that. And text and talk plans start at $9.99 with a free phone. Do you want part of your mobile phone bill to help Obama, Hillary, and that side of American politics? Great service, great prices, and support for conservative causes with EOS Mobile. Go to EOScell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. EOScell.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Last December, Fire Commissioner of New York, Dan Nigro, Nigro, told a city council hearing on the FDNY's efforts to recruit women that he had changed FST requirements to lower obstacles. We still grade the people. You can still fail if you go beyond the time, but you're not automatically fail from the program. He also indicated that he wanted to act before a possible sex discrimination lawsuit after the city paid $98 million to settle a lawsuit that accused the FDNY of discriminating against minorities. We will no longer wait for a judge's ruling to tell us what fairness means. United Women Firefighters, an organization of FDNY women, objects to the FST test, contending it unfairly bars females. FST requires a much higher level of fitness than the candidate physical ability test, which applicants must pass to enter the academy. Experts say the FST mirrors the demands of the job, training would-be firefighters to work in stressful environments while conserving their air supply. Wax had previously received another break to join the FDNY after pleading in June of 2011 for a city council bill that raised the age limit from 29 to 35 for applicants like her, who first took the entrance exam in 2007. A hiring freeze imposed by federal judge Nicholas Garofis in the discrimination suit put them in limbo. I want nothing more than to be a New York City firefighter. Wax has worked as a civilian FDNY employee since 2009, lately as a community coordinator, making $52,000. She reached outside her Upper East Side apartment Friday. She would not speak to her reporter. She was reached there. Negro, questioned by the Post during an FDNY anniversary celebration at a Midtown firehouse, refused to comment on Wax's fitness failure. Every one of our 305 probies have passed and will be graduating on Tuesday. She has met the requirements. Would you want to go into a burning building with her? 866-660-5759. Then there's this. None of the remaining 8 female candidates going through the Army Ranger School made it out of the first phase of training at Fort Benning, Georgia. This according to defense officials. They did, however, score high enough to try again as early as next week. The candidates were the first women to train for the elite force as part of a program that began in February. While they did not do well enough to move on to the next phase of training, an Army Ranger statement said the 8 women, along with 101 men in the same situation, will be recycled, meaning they can redo the training phase in an upcoming Ranger School session. A total of 60 women were originally slated to participate in the Ranger assessment phase. This, according to the Pentagon, in January. The Army Times reported in February that 100 women went to the pre-training phase, and in April, 19 women qualified for the first training phase, known as Darby. Within days, that number was down to 8. The next Darby phase starts May 14, when female candidates can try again. There are 2 more subsequent phases for a total of 61 days in Ranger School. Major General Scott Miller, commanding general of the Maneuver Center of Excellence, described those moving on and being recycled as a strong group of soldiers who are working their way through the U.S. Army's most physically and mentally demanding course. The training is notoriously difficult. And while 8 women and 101 men have to start the training over, about 35 male Ranger students had to drop out entirely because they failed to meet the standards. Good going, girls. Hang in there. Keep trying. Don't quit. Be a Ranger. This is the Wells Report.
Another hot Texas summer is upon us, and Mathis Air and Heat has a great offer for you right off the bat. With the American Standard All-Star Sales Event, Mathis Air is offering 100% financing and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's 60 months on complete qualifying American Standard systems with approved credit or cash rebates. Mathis Air knows that's a home run, and with free estimates on equipment replacements, that's a grand slam. When it comes to service, call 972-279-4COOL for a $39 service call. Don't get thrown a curveball. Go with the company you can trust. As a certified customer care dealer, Mathis Air is about quality, honesty, and a great installation because that's what matters most. Special financing or rebates available on qualifying products. See Mathis Air and Heat, your independent American Standard dealer, for details. Or call 888-840-8084 for financing program details about credit costs. Offer expires June 30th, 2015. Make sure you're working with the best. Mathis Air and Heat. Call now, 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4266.
In the early 60s, Dolores and Ray Butcher and their 3 daughters earned a trip to Disneyland by collecting S&H green stamps. It was a dream come true. Today, nearly everyone has a wallet or keychain full of loyalty reward cards that they use for discounts, gifts, and even free dinners at their favorite restaurants. For years, an international company has been offering a universal loyalty rewards card in Europe. We call it the Blue Card, one card to replace dozens. The Blue Card offers discounts up to 5% cash back. It even accumulates points to shop at participating merchants and an online mall. Today, they're looking for independent representatives to launch this card in the U.S. and Canada. It is free to get the card and free to become a representative. You can help launch the Blue Card in your area and get paid wherever it is used. Imagine you could be paid every time someone fills their gas tank, buys groceries, orders an airline ticket, or purchases just about anything. To get your free card and more information, call 800-685-7470. 800-685-7470.
There is something about the road that beckons, that invites us to pack up the family and leave the world behind. And there is something about an industry-leading unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz that gives us the freedom to do exactly that. You take to the highway, rack up the miles for up to 3 years, and drive with the assurance that your Mercedes-Benz is covered. You have the security of being in a car that has been certified to Mercedes-Benz standards, while you enjoy a carefree ownership experience for miles and miles. But while the mileage is unlimited, your time to take advantage of our certified pre-owned sales event is not. Now through June.
Hey, dear friends. Hi. I guess you're watching on Facebook. Okay, I can't see what you see. I can't see the chat room on Facebook because if I go over to the Facebook page, it will knock off this broadcast. That's the way things are working right this very minute. I think I've been able to get to keep this thing on. Remember yesterday I had I don't know. I tried to keep the thing on for 4, 5, 6 times, and it kept turning itself off when I was using other windows, for other internet business. So what I did was I just set it up and left it on. So go to plus.google.com. That's plus.google.com, and try to find the Wells Report there. It's in something called a Google Plus Hangout. I don't know what that means, but try to find it there, because there is a chat room there, and I've written 3 viewers. Wahoo! So if you're looking to try to interact, that's where the new chat room is. Okay, just FYI. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for listening to the show and watching it too. Here on 660 AM The Answer. This by the way is being done on my new iBook Pro, or my MacBook Pro, and evidently Logitech webcams, you can't control them with a MacBook. That's too bad. I'm working on these problems. I'll try to get them solved one at a time. All right. Thanks much. See you later. Bye-bye.
I think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
We work with lots of people that are retired or retiring soon. A question that seems to be on everyone's mind is, when is the best time to take Social Security, and how do I make it work with my retirement portfolio? Hi, this is Ken Moraif, host of the Money Matters radio show, inviting you to our next free retirement seminar. Get answers and more.
This special free seminar is May 19th, Alliance Gateway, May 21st, Rockwall, or May 23rd in Plano. Reserve now at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Now, a Texas radio tradition. The Friday Flameout on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
Yeah, it's a Friday Flameout, your opportunity to whine, moan, groan, complain, brag, grouse, express your extreme displeasure with whatever it is that drove you the craziest this week, up to and including anything that I may have said. I, your helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thirsty, great, clean, and reverent announcer. Call us 866-660-5759. Do it right now. Sometimes I amaze myself. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Why do I keep giving you the telephone number? I'm waiting for you to call and complain about something that drove you crazy this week. 866-660-5759. I've got a whole bunch of things here, except that well, you know what they say in America. I can't. I'm waiting for you first, okay? I am waiting for you. So by all means, join us. There is. Okay, I'll just wait. Waiting. 866-660-5759. Complain about anything you want to. Hello. 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 I don't know if I was watching on Google Plus or on Facebook right now. You see, I'm broadcasting the show live on YouTube. At least I think I'm broadcasting it on YouTube, because actually I found out that I'm not only broadcasting it on YouTube, but also people on Facebook can see the broadcast on Facebook. Except I can't see the broadcast on Facebook, which means that the chat room I have on plus.google.com, okay, that is not being used by anybody. So the chat room is not being used, and so if it was being used, I would be able to interact with you, which is what I want to do. I want to be able to interact with people on the video stream. All right. So anyway, like I said, I am this is going through Facebook. This is going through YouTube, and I put up links on Facebook, and YouTube and Google Plus work together to bring Hangouts, which is what they call them, video Hangouts, where people can hang out. Does that make any sense?
Sounds like math.
It does sound like math. I mean, it really does. Let me try to explain it again. So when I put the show on the air, I go to YouTube. Then after I put the show on the air, what I do is I go to Facebook and say, hey, the show's on the air, right? While I'm putting it on while I put it on the air on YouTube, somehow Google Plus gets involved with a Google Plus Hangout. Now, is it Google Plus or Google Plus sign? It's both. So I don't know how to tell you how to get there, but I can tell you this. Go to plus.google.com and try to find the Wells Report. And if you can't find the Wells Report, go back to where you found me, and we just won't be able to talk on the chat room. There. You know, it does sound a lot like math. Thank you. You know who before I get to Carla and Russ, do you know who the most unlucky human being in the world is? Well, as it turns out, the most unlucky person in the world is a woman named Jade Helm. Her name is Jade Helm. She's a writer and a consultant in the wine industry. Yeah. She's really annoyed these days because apparently,
I wonder why.
Yeah, there are apparently a few people trying to get in touch with more information about Jade Helm. Yeah. Yeah. She became aware of the Jade Helm conspiracy thanks to some confused person's Facebook request. I scrolled the person's page, and two posts down their feed was a link about the Jade Helm operation. This happened countless times. On Facebook, I can deny the request, but some of my new Twitter followers will be disappointed, or maybe they'll learn something about wine. Yeah, she's unhappy. Yeah, Jade Helm, you have my sincere sympathies. Let me get to Mark in Denton. Mark in Denton. Mark in Denton. Welcome to the Friday Flameout.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. This is your moment to whine.
I don't have anything to talk about. I thought we'd lighten it up. And I just wanted to ask you, what is your favorite cartridge for the AR-15 platform that's not 5.56?
Oh, what's my favorite cartridge for the AR-15 platform that is not 5.56?
Yeah.
Well, the favorite cartridge for the platform that is 5.56 is Mod 262. It's M262 Mod 1, which is a 77 grain Sierra boat tail with a cannular that fires about 2,750 feet per second. That's my favorite 5.56 round. On the platform of the rifle, it would have to be the 308. Insofar as that is still one of the greatest cartridges ever.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was thinking of the smaller platform.
Oh, you were like Blackout 300 Blackout or something like that?
Well, no, I'm not. That never has done anything for me. I was wondering what you thought about the 6.8.
Oh, 6.8 is a vicious round. Yeah, it's a vicious round. It is. It's a great round. You're talking about 6.8 SPC.
Yes.
I think that's a fine round. But if I'm gonna upsize the AR-15, I'm just gonna go to 308 because the buffer and the buffer springs and so on and so forth take all the problems out of the rifle. So just do that. I mean, why mess around?
Well, that's true. I just like, man, the platform is so big that, man, they just seem like
Look,
a dang.
you know what? You can get an AR-10 platform at 16-inch. Okay, you can get an SBR. You can get a short battle rifle in 308. You know, you suppress a 14-inch 308, and you got a death ray.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Good point. Okay. Just thought I'd lighten it up tonight.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Ron in Dallas, thank you very much for listening. Welcome to the Wells Report and the Friday Flame Out.
Got nothing to really flame out about except I listen to you every night because I work from 10 at night till 6 in the morning. I'm a security guard. And I really appreciate the way you handle this program, your professionalism, and your honesty. I just wanted to say that. And God bless.
Well, Ron, you just made the promo. I love you, man.
I love you too.
Thanks. And you be safe. You be safe on the job tonight, okay? And God bless you, and thank you very much. That's very nice. It's not exactly a whine, but I appreciate it. By the way, I was going to say that if you were there, I mean, if you actually made it to the video cast, you have a complaint that you can make if you want to, because I have very, very fancy super high definition cameras and so on, and I look terrible. Awful. I look terrible. Where was I? Oh yeah. Russ and Keller, welcome to the Wells Report and the Friday Flameout, my friend.
Hey JD, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Hey, I was kind of torqued off on how the Dallas Morning News handled the shooting incident in Garland. It's the Associated Press reporter over there tried to make us look like a bunch of yahoos in Texas, and then it got carried by the AP. It just that really got to me.
Well, the good news is, and yeah, that's a perfect Friday Flameout, and I agree with you 100%. There are a couple of things in that whole thing that I really want to deal with. I'm really upset with the fact that we know anything about that police officer who made it very clear he wanted to remain anonymous. We have two details that have been published that I think are inexcusable. How old he is, how long he's been a cop. You don't need to send that kind of information around. It's ridiculous. Okay, so that's thing number one that really upset me, Russ. The other thing is exactly what you're talking about, which is the Associated Press and just about anybody trying to make people in Texas look stupid. Now, remember why that's happening. Why do you suppose that's happening?
They don't like our politics too much.
No, it's not that at all. No, okay. You know what it is? Here's what it is. There's a guy who's going to be running for president named Rick Perry. Rick Perry has an amazing record in governance in this state that he can run on and go a long way to the presidency. And how much they're afraid of him is directly relatable to how much bad publicity people in Texas are getting right now. Okay?
Yeah.
So you have to remember that. And the same story with Ted Cruz. He's a Texan too. So what they're doing is they're trying to deride Texans as being nutty and crazy. That's going to be the thrust going into the 2016 presidential race. Yeah. That's what's going on here, dude. Isn't that awful?
Well, I love when my boy Ted stands up. I mean, I voted for him 3 times. I voted for him in the primary. I voted for him in the runoff, and I voted for him in the general election.
Yep. Yeah, he's exactly the kind of person we need. I mean, he knows why he's there. He understands how this works. Russ, thanks very much. I appreciate it, and I agree with you 100%. Ms. Carla from DeSoto, welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Yes, hi. I want to whine tonight.
You want to whine?
I
Whine. Why do you want to whine?
And it doesn't matter what you look like in a picture. You have such a sexy voice.
Boy, that's mighty nice of you. What do you mean about my sexy voice? What is it about it that you like?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm here to whine.
Okay, fine. Don't make the promo then. What do you want to whine about there, Carla?
I want to whine about the media getting all over Pam Geller. She's a patriot as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, she absolutely is.
Go Pam.
Well, you know, the thing about that, Carla, is that the media is essentially doing the propaganda work of ISIS. And nobody's calling them on it except your humble reporter right here.
And I appreciate that.
Well, it infuriates me, Carla. It absolutely does. It absolutely infuriates me. I think the whole thing is it's just terrible, and they need to stop it.
That's right.
Yep, they absolutely
and I'm whining about it.
Good for you. Do you feel better?
I do.
Isn't that neat?
It is.
Tell everybody about the Friday Flameout. It's very, very late on Friday night, but it's an essential therapeutic feature of the Wells Report.
It is. It makes me feel good because I'm just getting off of work.
Woohoo! Hello, weekend. Here I come. I hope you have a great weekend and get some rest, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. She likes my voice. You know what that means? All right, whatever. Putz.
We're ready to believe you.
There are some good things that we're going to talk about on the Friday Flameout. You remember Eastern Airlines? They were purchased by, I believe it was U.S. Air, which became American Airlines. Apparently, the name and logos belong to somebody else, and Eastern Airlines is flying again as a charter service. They flew in with a brand new aircraft this week. I think that's very cool. Let's see what else. The Boston Herald reported this week that a 2-decade legal fight by a convicted murderer in Massachusetts. He was trying to get taxpayer-funded sex reassignment surgery, ended in failure when the United States Supreme Court rejected her final appeal. Right? He or she will just have to keep her gavel. Your dog story? Okay, your dog story. Which dog story? Oh, let me see. Where's that dog story? The dog story. Hold on a minute. I know I have it. I've got it right here. Hang on. Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about this at the end of the day. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's see. You're not going to believe this, but top scientists apparently have noticed that global warming figures have been altered. You're not going to believe that. Isn't that wild? Wild. And then there's this. An aide to California Attorney General Kamala Harris has been arrested along with 2 others for allegedly operating an illegitimate police department that traces its origins back to the Knights Templar. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department announced the 3 suspects were taken into custody last week on suspicion of impersonating police officers through their roles in the so-called Masonic Fraternal Police Department. Yeah. Among them is Brandon Keel, 36, who worked as a deputy director of community affairs at the California Department of Justice, which is led by Harris. Also a Democrat candidate for U.S. Senate. Keel was arrested on suspicion of misusing his government ID. So I guess what you don't want to do is you don't want to upset the guys at the Masonic Lodge. So they'll send their police force after you. All right? By the way, they have the coolest light bulbs. I'm just saying. Let's see what else. What else is there? Oh yeah, water cutbacks in California. We can't run the state. We can't keep the water spigots full, so your lawn is going to have to die. Speaking of dying, senior Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula leader Nasser ibn Ali al-Ansi has been killed. We're happy to make your dreams come true, Nasser. Now sleep sweet in that giant dirt nap, okay? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Each week and every Saturday afternoon, whether you're remodeling an existing house or building a new one, doing it yourself or hiring a professional, we're here to bring you interviews with the experts and take your phone calls. And we bring it to you with a little green, whether it be energy efficiency or organic products for your house. So join us each week for a little House Talk Today.
House Talk Today, tomorrow afternoon from 1 to 3 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Our family had a savings account until our air conditioner needed replacing.
We had a vacation fund before our refrigerator had a meltdown.
My family has no savings and our water heater just quit.
Sadly, sometimes it only takes one home system or appliance breakdown to bust your budget. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield protects more of your hard-earned money because they help pay your covered repairs for you. For valuable free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107. Who wants to pour money into repairs for things like your air conditioner, refrigerator, plumbing, oven, or washer when you get the budget protection you deserve from American Home Shield? Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade called. Some exclusions and limitations apply. It's up to you. Pay for expensive home system and appliance repairs yourself or let AHS help pay covered repairs for you. Protect more of your hard-earned money. For valuable free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com or call 1-800-600-5107.
So you're driving into work, another day, another dollar. What are you doing about those dollars that need to be set aside for your retirement? When should you retire? When should you take your Social Security? Will your money last? Am I taking too much risk in my portfolio? Rick Foster and Kevin Christ with Guardian Financial Management can answer these questions for you. Call 972-996-7858. If you're a retiree or a pre-retiree, let Rick or Kevin help you build a retirement strategy to give you a solid and secure retirement. Call 972-996-7858 for a free retirement plan analysis. Let Rick or Kevin show you how to grow your money with guardrails. Call 972-996-7858 or look at them online at guardianfinancialmanagement.com.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. I've told you for a long time about Good Feet. GoodFeetDFW.com. Learn about the locations in Plano and Fort Worth. It'll get you out of foot pain today with America's #1 arch support. Guess what's new? Brand new location in South Lake on South Lake Boulevard, just east of Town Square between Kimball and Nolan. Good Feet South Lake joining the Plano and the Fort Worth location. Get out of pain today. America's #1 arch support. 888-660-0942. or goodfeetdfw.com. Goodfeetdfw.com.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
It is the Friday Flameout, and one more thing. On Tuesday, April 28th, the University of Wisconsin-Madison Police Department said its final farewell to Rex. Rex was one of their canine officers. He was a German Shepherd. He passed away peacefully February 6th, that's Friday. After battling health complications, he was surrounded by his at-home family and members of the University of Wisconsin Police Department family. He was 12 years old. He officially retired from UW, University of Wisconsin-Madison Police, in March of 2014, along with his handler, Detective Shane Driscoll. But both remained active with the University of Wisconsin PD and the university as a whole. Most recently, the duo worked several UW football games last fall. The two remain the longest-serving K-9 team in University of Wisconsin Police Department history. His remains were buried at the Westport Pet Memorial in Waunakee, Wisconsin, with full police honors. Good boy, Rex. Good boy. Now you get to rest, buddy. Take good care. Hey, look, I hope you had a wonderful week. I had a wonderful week. Thanks very much for joining us here on the Wells Report. We sincerely appreciate it. We don't get a chance to say thank you enough, but we do appreciate it. You make it possible for us to show up and keep telling people the truth, because without you, we don't matter. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. Have a great night. We'll see you next time for another edition of the Wells Report.
This week on my radio show, Ladies Can We Talk, we'll do a Mother's Day tribute to all that moms do: nurture, protect, defend, and support. And we'll talk about how America needs that same kind of nurturing, protecting, and defending and supporting. We'll also honor the 40th anniversary of the fall of Saigon by talking with Tarrant County Commissioner Andy Wynn, who will join us to talk about his journey from Vietnam to America decades ago. This is Debbie Georgiadis. Join me Sunday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 AM.